When it comes to my family, there was one very specific person that will remain unnamed that was responsible for the majority of the supernatural stories that I got to learn about growing up. You see, that person, who will remain unnamed to keep this clean, would often talk to me about various different supernatural creatures that had made my childhood home their own home as well. Of all the creatures that person ever described to me having made my house their own home, the most terrifying of all, and also the one responsible for today's traumatic story, was the thing that they called the lady in the living room. So essentially, the story I had been told was that when it came to my living room at my childhood home, it was haunted by this ghostly apparition of a weird lady that would only appear after dark, after midnight. Surprise, surprise. The lore that had been described to me was that if you were to go to the living room after dark and you would stare inside, you would immediately come face to face with this disheveled, ghostly skeletal woman who would look at you with wide eyes and a malicious grin and would reach out to you in order to take your soul and drag it to the underworld. Now, mind you, I was 8 years old when I first heard this story, so you can understand how this was slightly terrifying to hear. So it all started around 10 o'clock, I think it was a school day, and my mother had sent me and my sister to bed early, as she would usually do, especially during school days. I think it was around 2 o'clock in the morning when I woke up. The whole room was completely dark. There were just some shafts of moonlight coming through the blinds of my window. And right then and there, I came to a terrifying realization. I had to go to the bathroom to pee. So I get up, I take a deep breath, I tiptoe to the door of my bedroom, I open it up, and I just peek my head out and stare across the darkness of the corridor. Thankfully, I don't see anything, so I slowly get out and I stalk toward the bathroom. I get in, I close the door, I lock it, and then I finally relieve myself. So I get out of the bathroom, and on my way to my own bedroom, my eyes fall on the edge of the entrance to the living room. So I tiptoe toward the edge of the living room. It's completely dark in there. The only light is coming through the blinds, just a bit of lunar light to tear away at the shadows. And as I finally completely peek out of the corner, I stare in the dark. And I see her. Right there on my sofa, I see the lady in the living room.